So give yourself a few moments to come from the thinking part of you more into the heart part of you, the more present, receptive part of you, and just take a breath. Let your body soften in your chair. Just relax. And if you haven't already, take a moment to just feel the love in the room. Because that is what we are here together to do, to be, to create, to appreciate, is the love in the room. What happens when we come together as family? What happens when we come together in the arms of the entourage? That the spiritual energy comes around us and makes us one. Take another breath. And just let that be as it is, for what it is in this moment. I know there is nothing to do for you but to be ready to receive the information and the guidance and the love from Kryon.
Greetings, dear ones. I'm Kryon of Magnetic Service. Perhaps you haven't felt this before. Perhaps this is your first time, dear ones. And the brain is figuring it out. It's something we're going to discuss later. What is the brain doing right now? The voice is the same. The human is the same. He sits in a chair and everything is supposed to change. You still hear the language, don't you? Everything is the same. Why should you believe it's different? And we're going to say it yet again, that this particular message at the beginning of the day is not about information, it's not about learning, it's about you. And what you will and will not accept for the reasons that only you know. Could it be there are things you don't know that go beyond what you've learned, that is logical, that is taught? And if you're one that says, I will accept the possibility, I will say next to you, how? How will you accept the possibility? Will you sit there in your smugness and your logic and accept the possibility, or will you do something about it? It's one thing to say you accept and another to accept. In order to accept, what are you going to do? And the answer is get uncomfortable and go outside of that which is your safety zone of belief, acceptability, of logic. And these are the things that I want to discuss even more tonight. What goes on right now in your brain? What keeps you from believing this is real? And there are many of you right now saying it's not real. You see, I know who is here. There's an irony here. The irony is this: you are old souls. Some of you have been shamanic. Some of you have taught this. Some of you have done it. And here you are in a society where this is not done on a regular basis, and therefore you have to analyze and discern for yourself. And the tools of those discernments are often not very sharp. It's a lot easier for you to say, this cannot be happening, it cannot be as it is portrayed, and walk out. It's far easier than for you to take the risk, the courage, and say, what if it was real? And if it was real, what does it mean to me? There are those who will cross the bridge of acceptance only to get to the precipice and stop and say, I'm afraid now because I know it's real and the message might be awful to me. It may be something I have to now do that I don't want to do, or be what I don't want to be. And I'll tell you something, dear ones, if you think that, that's because you were trained to think that. Because if you'd stop and open your heart instead of your mind, you'd feel the arms of God at this moment holding you across the bridge into an unknown where we can love you and show you the truth. And that's the truth. What if there was more than you know? What if everything that you figured out is like a child taking its first step? They figured out how to walk. And that's it. And there's so much more. Some of you have teenagers. Made up their mind, have they, on what life is about and that you are a little dumb. And you're not going to tell them anything. What you're looking at is an undeveloped mind. Part of the mind develops part way and the other catches up later. There's a big aha from them when they get older and they realize you're different. They're different. And you all have a good laugh. But what happens in those moments when you make the decision that you know everything and that maybe what you're looking at is a little stupid? Do you see my point? It's relative, isn't it? Old soul, you have been everything. So many of you are so old to this planet that the experience in your Akash is overwhelming. You've been everything. In that been everything, you have taught these things. You've been the shamans. You can relate to God. Some of you don't want it now because of what's happened in the past. You know I'm right, and you sit there. Perhaps you're new to the whole organization of spirituality, and you sit there and you know that you're shamanic, but you don't want to do anything about it. Not this time, you say. Too much trouble, you say. But you know I'm right. You know I'm right. You're more than you think you are, more than society says you are. And that Akash that you have is becoming more active. You can feel it in your dreams. You can feel it in what you do. There are so many of you right now who want to do something for the planet, that you want to heal somebody or something. You want to go the next step. Many of you are retired, not ready to go the next step. This is not the place where you do it. Not in your life, and yet you're feeling a pull or a call to know more and do something. There is an awakening of your Akash that remembers who you are. That's the only way it has to express itself, dear ones. Only way. There are artists in the room, and you know what I'm talking about, because when you're painting or when you're sculpting or when you're designing or when you're writing, there is no better place on earth. Time goes out the window and a smile is there in your heart because you are channeling spirit. That's what you want to do. You want to get back into that groove because you're an old soul and you remember being there. And I'm here to tell you, you're already in the groove. You're an old soul at this time of life on this planet. You've got work to do. And that work is to, dear ones, that work is to know this is real. That's the work today. To know this is real. To know that you are loved and known by God. You don't have to change anything you don't want to, but why would you reject greater love, longer life, more peace, less drama, and puzzles being solved in your life? Why would you ever reject that? That's what we want to talk about tonight. What's going on that would keep you from doing it? The day will be filled with teaching about the things that I've given to my partner that I wanted you to know. The day will be filled with you, with the ability to meet people you don't know in the room who may very well have answers to the questions you brought. Synchronicity is the key. You're here for a reason, and it's not necessarily the one you think. It's beautiful, isn't it, that we know you so well, that you can count on the unexpected and things happening beyond all odds. That's who you are. Do you take the risk? Is this real or not? And so it is.